Hey everyone, so excited to start these videos, doing some leadership teaching, some leadership training with you guys. Really hoping that they're going to be super useful and practical and helpful for you. Please feel free to interact through the emails, giving feedback, putting questions out there so that we can talk about it and help each other to grow in our leadership as coordinators in our church. Well, this episode, I want to talk about the task of the team. The task of the team. What makes a team a team? Look at this picture of an airport waiting area. There's a whole bunch of people waiting to board their flight. Are these people considered a team? Why do you think they are a team, or why do you think they are not a team? You see, they are organized. They know to wait long before boarding the flight sometimes. More than likely, when the boarding is initiated, they will form an orderly line and wait their turn. They will know to show their boarding pass at the gate and make their way onto the aircraft. They have a common purpose. They want to get onto the flight. They are wanting to go where this plane is taking them. There's this commonality amongst them. They cooperate with one another. When they're on the flight, they will try to make it as easy as possible for other passengers to get to their seat. They may even help each other who are struggling to get their luggage into the overhead storage compartments. You could even say they are mutually committed to the task at hand. They all want to board the plane. They all want to get where the plane is landing. There's this mutual commitment. Without this commitment, this flight would not be able to take off on time. It would not be able to move smoothly along. So could you consider such a group of people a team? They would not be a team in the proper sense of what a team actually is. What makes a group of people a team is a true, conscious reliance on each other to accomplish a task that they have signed up for. There is this sense of team membership. I have signed up to do this task together with the people that I'm doing this with. In the airport waiting area scenario, people are there for themselves, what they personally need and where they are individually going. As much as there's a reliance on each other to get things going, there is no communication and no conscious effort to work together. The task they have gathered for isn't a team task, is a personal task that is affected by other people. This then leads to a key to effective teams. One of the keys, and I'll be sharing more in the next few months about some of the keys that we need to be thinking about. And this is the articulating of the task of the team. What are people signing up for when they become part of your team? I'm not talking about the things that you need to do, but really the why that brought people together to be part of this team. Why was this particular team set up? How can you speak about it in a way that captures people, that gets people excited about it? Leaders of teams have the responsibility of articulating a compelling task to team members. This is not unlike vision casting, to be honest, but vision casting is more about where the team is heading. A compelling task is more about coming back to the why of the team, the heart of the team. So what is the task of your team, and how can you share it in a way that energizes people? For us at Lift, we articulated our why in 2018 with the phrase, inspiring people to live, which is on this wall behind me. We want to do all that we can to see people fully live out all that God has for them. And so how can you use this phrase to help articulate the task of your team? For example, if I had a team that visited people at a hospital, for example, I might try to gather people together saying, we want to help people who are in difficult personal circumstances see the hope that they can have in Jesus. It's not unlike inspiring people to live, but is using the specifics of the context of the team to articulate the team's why. So what is your team's task? How can you articulate it in a way that it's compelling? A clear and compelling task helps people to know how they fit into the team. Perhaps it helps them to draw out their specific role in how they can help the team accomplish this task. And when they have this clarity, when they have this sense of why they are doing this, they are probably going to be more motivated. They will probably want to hold the whole team accountable to fulfilling this why, because they want to see this happen. And that's why we need to articulate the task, because people will then be able to run with the vision, run with the task, run with what needs to be done in order to see this fulfilled. The articulated task doesn't necessarily need to just be this big overarching why. Perhaps it is also wise to articulate the why in the season that you are in. You see, the mission doesn't change. Like inspiring people to live every single year that Live operates, it shouldn't change. It might need a revision a long time down the track, years later. But there are also seasons that the team goes through. So for example, every year, Beck and myself, we try to think of phrases, of words that help focus in on what is happening in this coming season of Lift. For 2019, I've had a couple of phrases, and it relates to two different parts of Lift, I guess. And one of them is the flourishing, and I explained that in our first message of the year. This sense of nourishing in order to flourish. God wants us to flourish, but we need to be focusing on how to nourish. And as a subset of that, I have really felt this sense that this year we need to build healthy teams. Literally, just the phrase healthy teams. I'm doing these videos because I believe that we need to invest in you as our coordinators. We want to gather around you. We want to be helping you. We want to be equipping you in the work that you're doing. And so we're thinking about different ways to engage. We are changing the way that we do our heavy lifters, or moving them to midweek, because we want to have a better leadership a team focus in those moments. We have also started a leadership greenhouse, which, there's still room for you guys to sign up if you want to be a part of that. We will be doing a lot more of these training sessions. And these are all trying to fit into this task this year of building healthy teams. Are we still inspiring people to live? Absolutely. How are we doing it this year? Through building healthy teams. So what is the task of your team? Try articulating it. Run out your ideas by myself, with Beck, with other coordinators, and maybe some of your key people in your team that you trust, that captured the heart behind your team. Ask them whether the phrase that you have articulated resounds with them. Does it excite them? Does it capture their imagination? This is articulating the task of the team. Thanks, everyone.